asked about the success of the Roseanne reboot, he took a shot at the president and said, quote, "We're at a point with all of this where it's beyond trying to see another person's point of view. There are ways that you can talk about that, but we're at a point where the things that are happening in the country are so bad, and it comes from Trump. There are so many people who have left this administration. It's a serious thing, so I don't care about Roseanne." Well, it sounds like De Niro isn't happy that there finally is a TV show that actually appeals to Americans that they actually want to watch. With reaction, the author of the best-selling book, Vengeance, he's been incognito. He's been missing in action. Former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich. Welcome back, sir. How are you?
Well, it's good to be with you. And the fact is, we're in the middle of a cultural civil war, and the language is the language of a civil war. People say horrendous things, and they mean them. I mean, I think on the left, the level of hostility at every single zone. If you look at people like Marco Rubio being charged with, he's responsible for murder if he takes money from the NRA. I mean, this is the kind of horrific language that makes it impossible to bring people together because they really are that far apart.
Yeah. So the president's not a target. We learned that. And we know that the Washington Post even reporting, all right, the Mueller's unlikely to indict Trump, a sitting president. Collusion isn't a crime. And I'm watching all of this unfold, and he's going to issue a series of reports on all of this. And then we see this whole other side where Hillary steals a primary. Then Hillary has the fix, and we know she deleted, acid wash, subpoenaed emails, breaks up, different devices. All that happens. Then we find out, takes a year, we find out she's the one that paid for the phony Russian dossier. You have the cover-up of the crime she committed with Comey, Strzok, Page, McCabe, and of course, Loretta Lynch. And then they lie to a FISA court. We have real evidence and real proof. No evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. But that's all the rest of the media talks about. And then, of course, the president has a lot of success stories. Nobody talks about that either. Why?
Well, let me go back to a very simple model. We're in a cultural civil war. If you are the left, you never talk about your side's weaknesses, and you never acknowledge the other side's strengths. And, of course, what's happening to the left is if you're an average American, you see more jobs every month, more investment every month. You see Trump doing what he promised he would do. You see him standing up for America. And your choice is left-wingers who think it's okay to have thousands of people cross the border versus protecting America. Inch by inch, Trump is actually organizing, exactly like Andrew Jackson, a majority that I think will get him reelected and that will actually be decisive in changing America's future.
All right, so you wrote a column, Mitch McConnell out there saying, Republicans are going to face strong headwinds. We hear from anybody else in the media, a big blue wave is coming in November. You believe Republicans can win in November. I think there's a lot at stake, not the least of which if Pelosi becomes Speaker, they would want to impeach Donald Trump, and they'll make up a reason if they have to. So the question is, what do the Republicans need to do? It's April from now till November to win.
Well, let me remind everyone, having spent a lot of my years, as you know, as an old friend, campaigning, I was behind 51-37 in September in my third campaign, having lost twice. I won that election 54-46. George H.W. Bush was behind in May by 19 points, won in November by 6. That means 1 out of every 5 Americans switched between May and November. Now, why do I say that? We're a long way from the 2018 election. If we end up with the anti-tax cut Democrats, the anti-Semitic Democrats, the socialist Democrats, the nutcake Democrats, the people who have no positive solution for anything, if they end up being what the issue is about, we're going to win a shocking election. If we're passive, slow, and stupid, and we allow them to define the election, we could lose. So the test for the Republican Party, one of the greatest tests of my lifetime, can we tell a simple, clear-cut story? And Trump today in West Virginia was doing a good job. Again, I'm an old-fashioned, tough, I believe in fighting. I believe in a real campaign. If we can have a real campaign, will do surprisingly well this fall.
All right, Mr. Speaker, good to have you back. I know you've been spending a lot of time. Your
Good to see
wife,
you.
obviously, is the ambassador to the Vatican and Holy See. Thank you for being with us. All right, when we come back, our video of the day, the Hannity Hotline, straight ahead.